And my work is basically to coordinate all the functions of NLC in Turkana and ensure we collaborate with both levels of government, communities, and the other partners to ensure that the Commission achieves its mandate in terms of implementation of its activities in the county. And today, during the county land conference, from where I sit as a commission, it has been, my assessment is that it has been very, very successful because we have been able to cover 4 critical areas which are very important in the lives of Turkana residents in this county. These 4 areas are: 1, community land registration, land acquisition process, alternative justice system, and regularization of land in urban areas in Turkana. Maybe today let me just focus on the land regularization process and maybe try to create awareness to different stakeholders in Turkana on who is supposed to do what. First of all, we have 3 government entities that are in charge of ensuring that there is effective land regularization process in urban areas in Turkana. And I'm going to give a case of Lodo municipality where most of the residents have land ownership documents. These land ownership documents are the offer letters they received during the defunct local authorities, the survey maps, the PDPs, and even agreement letters from people they maybe a community member would have maybe gotten from whoever sold the land to him or her. So this is how the process goes. Number 1, the county government through the Ministry of Lands should ensure that Lodo municipality has an approved development plan. Number 2, it has to put up a notice to residents of Lodo municipality saying that the process of land regularization has commenced, and this notice has to be put up in the market in different places, i.e. in marketplaces, areas of worship, in offices, within Lodo town. And it has to specify where the residents have to take their documents to. It has also to say that this is a 30 days notice, and the documents that each community member is supposed to present. So once community members have presented their respective documentation to the Ministry of Land, to the County Ministry of Lands, the ministry is supposed to undertake community participation to ensure that indeed the people claiming rights for the respective pieces of land are the rightful owners. And there must be minutes to that effect. And once Once this participation report is in place, which actually has to be spearheaded by a committee. All this process has to be spearheaded by a committee chaired by the CEC lands. The secretary is land administrator from National Land Commission, and the members, the county director of survey, county director of fiscal planning, coordinator National Land Commission, political representatives, faith-based institutions. So this committee is the one that is supposed to support the processes of land regularization from the beginning to the end. So once these documents have been received, then the CEC lands presents this list to the cabinet. Cabinet discusses it, makes a report, and then the same list, after the cabinet, the county cabinet has discussed it, is actually presented to the county assembly to validate the fact that these are the rightful owners of those respective pieces of land. Then, once the CEC has gotten reports from the cabinet and from the county assembly, then now she does a forwarding letter to the National Land Commission, to the coordinator National Land Commission, recommending that the following people are the rightful owners of these pieces of land. The NLC coordinator does a ground report. The ground report will entail one, whether the pieces of land are not in any way, have no conflict. Because if there is a grievance over a piece of land, that means that person will not be cleared to go to actually get land ownership documents. Two, that the pieces of land under consideration do not in any way form part of public land. Public land are riparian pieces of land, land by public institutions, the mountains, the rivers. So the county coordinator will ensure that these pieces of land are not public and they have no grievance. So once the coordinator is satisfied that all the allottees are the rightful owners of the pieces of land under question, then he forwards the list to the National Land Commission. The National Land Commission go through the list, and if there are no contentious issues, then they will have to send valuers to do valuation for the pieces of plots in town. And there are three variables that will be considered on how much you should pay for a plot. One is the location of the plot. If it is within town, that means if it's in the CBD, that means you'll pay more from someone who is, for example, at the periphery. Secondly, the use. If it is commercial, that means the rate will be different from residential. And then number three is the size. The bigger it is, the more you pay. So those are the three variables that the valuers will consider when doing valuation for the process. So once valuation has been finalized, it means now that NLC will give out an allotment letter. You give the allotment letter, and then you use the allotment letter to apply for a title deed from the National Ministry of Lands. But before you are given that allotment letter, you must ensure that you pay all the fees in the allotment letter, and then you get it, and then you use that to apply for a lease. The first lease, if you are the first recipient of the lease, you are given it for 99 days. No, for 99 years. But if it is a renewal, it means you'll get it for 50 years. So basically that is the process. In this process, the role of the county government is to do the planning and ensure that all the documentation is actually correct. NLC is to ensure that there is no grievance over a piece of land, and there is no government land or public land that has been allocated, and giving out the allotment letter. And then the work of the National Ministry of Land is to give the lease upon receipt of the allotment letter from NLC. So the documents that are supposed to be presented by the county government to NLC are approved approved plan, integrated development plan, approved survey plan, the letter from the CEC recommending the allottees as the rightful owners, and then there must be a report for participation. There must also be a report from the county assembly, and if it is possible, there also must be minutes from the cabinet to make the case more stronger. So basically that is the process. But I think where the catch is, the approval of the survey plan is not done at the county level. Unlike the integrated the Lodwar integrated development plan that can be recommended by the Director of Fiscal Planning and approved by the CEC lands, the survey plan can only be approved by the Director General of the National Ministry of Lands. So that means even before you forward documents to National Land Commission at the county level, you must ensure that the survey plan is actually approved by the Director General of Survey.